Only the biggest names in boxing on Morning Combat. Look, there's nobody hotter at the moment than the two division champion, the face right now, if you will, of 130 pounds, maybe the face of the future, Shakur Stevenson. Chatted with you many times in the past, kind sir, but fresh off this dismantling of a tough out in Jamel Herring to capture that WBO 130-pound title. I mean, dude, there's people, even talking pound for pound votes floating your way now. You're getting the love at age 24. Congratulations on the breakthrough win of your career. How you feeling this week?
I feel good. I feel like a champ. I feel like I went in there and I did what I had to do. I'm just ready for more. Like, I feel like I'm hungry still. Like, I knew I was gonna do that. I always said this was like a short-term goal right here, and we got like a lot more to go. So I feel good though.
Well, I've been talking to you up forever because I believe in the talent, and I see you in that group of those young guys at lightweight. And of course, you're one weight class below, but I'm like, he's of that ilk, if not more. But we did need this type of bust out performance to really lather it on you. So, I heard on the ESPN broadcast that Timothy Bradley's criticism in the last fight, that it had gotten to you a little bit, I guess in a good way. Can you sort of walk me through emotionally what that was like, where you heard him calling you out and you responded?
Yeah, I disagree with a lot of the stuff that he said, but at the end of the day, I'm a fighter, and I get motivated by certain things. So certain things that he was saying kind of motivated me and made me want to perform a lot better than what I did. But gotta understand too, like, with my fight before that, when I had a performance that I didn't like, it was more so I didn't like it. It wasn't more so like what the fans thought or anybody else. Even before I even knew like what the media had to say about the performance, I got out the ring and I went to the and did my interview, and I said I apologize for my performance before I even knew what anybody even said. So it was more so me. So like I said, Tim kind of motivated me, but at the end of the day, I realized I was still motivated by everything that was going on too. Everything that I was hearing how hard the fight was going to be. I was hearing this going to be the biggest test of my career. Can I deal with somebody of this magnitude? I was hearing a lot of stuff. So going into the fight, I just wanted to show like this fight was basically the same thing as every other fight.
Well, it wasn't. Now, it's not like, you've had close fights as a pro. You've been largely dominant. I think the criticism I was mentioning and maybe that got to you was after that last fight in June against Jeremiah Nakatila. The rumor, and look, some of these rumors, narratives can start in incorrect places, but the rumor was that you didn't fight as exciting as you could deep inside. Is any of that true? I'm not saying you felt his power and went into a shell, but that night you were your toughest critic leading into this. Did you feel like that you could have given more?
Yeah, definitely I could have given more, but I don't think it had anything to do with him. I think it had a lot to do with me at the end of the day. I feel like I kind of overtrained. I was flat. It had a lot to do with my preparation, and like I trained hard. Like I trained real hard, but sometimes you can train too hard when it comes to boxing. And like I said, with that fight, it was more so me being flat. Like I wasn't myself. Like the Shakur that fought last Saturday, will go stop Nakatila. Or even if I don't stop him, I will perform a lot sharper and a lot better than what I performed in that fight. So I feel like it had a lot to do with me at the end of the day.
Well, it's not fair. I say it's unfair in boxing because we always say you're only as good as your last fight, and people hold that to you. Well, you won that fight against Nakatila wide, despite that criticism. And good Lord, did you take it to Jamel Herring, your old friend, still your friend. You guys had to pause that for the build to this, and I respect how you guys treated one another and the love you showed afterwards. But how quickly did you realize last Saturday that that speed and footwork advantage that you have, that looks great against everyone? I mean, you looked 5 times as fast as a great fighter in Jamel Herring. Did you know early that this was not going to be a competitive fight?
Actually, I seen it before the fight. I don't really watch tape. Like I don't watch tape like that. I don't watch film that much. But for some reason, this fight week, I kept seeing all the media talk how hard the fight was going to be. So I just like went in my room before the fight and I kept looking at his tape and I'm like, there's no way this dude could beat me. And I kept telling myself, like, how can he beat me? Like, how can he even give me a hard fight? What can he do in the fight that he could make it hard for me? And I like once the fight night came, I kept telling myself, I'm like, yo, this dude can't beat me. He can't beat me. There's nothing that he could do to beat me. And I went in there, and from round one, I knew. I'm like, okay. He said he gonna come press me out, so I'm gonna meet him in the middle of the ring, and let's see what all this pressure is about. I never seen him be a pressure fighter before, so I didn't know how where it came from.
Now, what's interesting is there was, the friendship and the close circles, meaning that Jamel's trained by Bomac, the trainer, Brian McIntyre of Terrence Crawford. You're very friendly with the group. I mean, your guy, Bud Crawford, had to knew this was going to happen coming in, right? He had to know. He knew it. He knew.
I'm not sure. I think so, but if you go watch the fight, go watch after round two. After round two, I looked outside the ring and I looked at Bud because all week I've been telling him, like, yo, I'm gonna beat him up. Like, I'm going in there to beat him up. I'm trying to stop him. I'm not going in there to box. I want to beat him up. And after round two, when I was backing him up, I looked over at Bud outside the ring. Like, as soon as the round was over, I stopped. Jamel walked back to his corner. I stopped and I looked dead at Bud, and everybody seen it. But like I said, he even if he didn't know, he knew when the time came.
You ended up getting the stoppage. There was a cut. It really could have happened at any point. I almost thought it was a little bit of a mercy stoppage because you were putting it on Herring on his feet. Were you going for the finish, or were you just confident that if you keep letting your hands go, it's going to happen?
Yeah, I definitely was going for the finish. Once I seen that he was bleeding, I seen the little cut. I knew to put on the pressure and start throwing more punches and pick up the pace. So I knew it was gonna happen. Like, once I seen the cut and I knew he had a cut. I kept telling everybody that all week too. That's something I kept saying. Like, he bruised up easy. So once I seen the cut open back up, I'm like, oh, it's over. Fight is over. There's no way I'm letting him get out of here.
Look, the world is your oyster, as they say, about what's next in your future, whether it stays at 130 pounds in the big matchups there, or like we mentioned, so many young, big names getting the headlines at 135. I think a lot of the questions we had on Boxing Podcast this week was, after that performance, do we feel like if he wanted to, Shakur could go right to 35 now and be, and fight all those big names and be maybe even favored to win? Let's ask it as simple as this. What is next for you? How soon do you want to get back? What weight class? What can we expect?
Right now, I want the Valdez fight. I feel like Valdez and me got unfinished business. I feel like we're supposed to fight at 26. I got to 30. They saying that I needed to win the belt. I got a belt now. I don't feel like there's no more excuses that they can make for Valdez not to fight me. I feel like now we have to fight. And in the meantime, if whatever he got going on, got to get over his little T problem or whatever that he got going on, I'll probably just go for the IBF or one of the belts. Like, my next fight got to be for a belt regardless. So I got to be fighting for a belt. I don't want to be fighting in no regular fight. I need to be fighting for a title. So even if it's what's the number one dude that fought JoJo that had a draw? Rakhimov.
I'm trying to remember which name. It's not coming to me.
It's like yeah, he fought JoJo for the IBF title at 130. He had a draw with him, and nobody got the belt. But JoJo
Rakhimov. Yes. Yeah, Rakhimov.
Yeah, Rakhimov. Yeah, I'll probably try to see if I can pursue fighting him if Valdez want to wait around and whatever, and we can fight for that IBF title.
Well, you got to build momentum, though. And this, got a huge rating on ESPN, peaking at 1.3 million viewers, more or less. So the idea of you fighting Oscar Valdez, unification, style clash is incredible. He's a great personality in his own right. But what are your thoughts on what was left over with his positive test for a banned substance, all the PED rumors? Was it just, a tainted supplement, tea leaves, tainted beef? I don't know anymore, man. What do you know? What do you think really happened?
I don't know. I can't really sit there and speak on what he done behind closed doors. I don't know what he got going on, but I know that if it was me or any other fighter, I feel like we'd have had a worse punishment. But since it was Valdez, they gave him a slap on the wrist. But I can't do nothing about that. Like, I see that it happened. The most that I could do is try to make sure that they test him a lot. But at the end of the day, I don't care what he do. I know for a fact once we get in the ring on fight night, I'm not gonna let him even touch me or hit me, or it don't really matter. Like, he can't beat me. So I just want to fight. I want to fight him at the end of the day. It gotta happen.
Look, boxing politics really ruins everything. Let's be fair, right? We want to see the best face the best. When I watch you beat Jamel Herring in that way, where people are like, man, that looked a lot like, Mayweather Corrales. Like, people are saying that was the breakout performance. I want to see you tomorrow against Valdez. I want to see you against those lightweight stars of the future. I want all of that. Are we in a better spot now in 2021 for those fights to happen? Or do you even feel that same pressure of like, I want to fight these guys, but how the hell do we get there?
Yeah, I feel like it got a lot to do with, like you said, politics. And I feel like even my own promotional company, like me and Valdez is signed by the same promotional company. It should be no reason why they should be stopping the Valdez fight from happening. Like, it don't make sense unless they just trying to make more money with Valdez or whatever. But it's like, I don't understand when it's like you got two of the best fighters at 130. We both coming off breakout performances. He did go with Burchell. I did my thing with Jamel. Now there's only one thing left to do, like, for me on the fight. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. I can't speak on it. I don't know, but I'm just praying that I could get in the ring with him.
Yeah. You want all the smoke. I want to see you get a chance to get it. You're going to keep hearing this the more you decide to be great in the ring. These comparisons to others. I hear a lot of like, oh, Shakur's a southpaw pretty boy Floyd. If you look back at Floyd's younger days in the smaller weight classes, man, he went after it. Shakur goes after it. Do you like comparisons like that?
Yeah, most definitely. I don't got no problem with it. You got to realize when they compared Kobe to Jordan, like, that's a great comparison because Kobe looked like Jordan when he was coming up in. But he still is his own person at the end of the day, so I'm still my own person. But I do appreciate like the comparisons to Floyd or Andre Ward or Pernell, any of them fighters, because them all great fighters. So I gotta appreciate the comparisons, I guess.
When great fighters tend to move up in weight quite often to test themselves, your speed is so sublime that, I could see you really going to any weight class you wanted and having success, your IQ, all that stuff. But you're going to get people questioning, does Shakur have the power? Does he have the chin to eventually go 135, 140, 147? How do you answer that?
I got the skills. I mean, I know I could take a punch. Like I said, I done sparred with Terrence Crawford, Jerron Ennis. I just sparred with Regis. Them all big punchers at bigger weight classes, and I done got hit by them before. And you ain't see my legs wobble. You ain't never see my get dropped or nothing like that. I done sparred Tank. I done been in the ring with Tank before. Like, you ain't never see me hurt. None of that. So I got the chin and I got the skills at the end of the day. And skills pay the bills. And one thing I've seen Floyd say all the time, that weight don't win fights, skills do. And I feel like I got it. So at the end of the day, it don't matter what weight I get up to, I'm gonna be able to hold my own.
How do you decide a timeline on moving up in weight? Is it like a wait and see step-by-step thing, or do you have a 2, 3, 4 year plan in that regard?
I think I just get with me, like, I just feel like once there's nothing else for me to do at the weight class, I feel like 9 times out of 10 I should just go up. So right now I just won one belt at the weight class. I didn't even get a chance to defend my title. I ain't get a chance to unify. I ain't get a chance to do none of that. So I still got a lot more to do at this weight class. I can't just get the belt and move up like I did with 126. This time I'm gonna actually be a champion, do champ things. So I gotta enjoy being a champion. Then we'll figure out moving up. But it's all about what I could do at the weight class. If I ain't got nobody there or no competition, I'll move up. But I still got people there that I can fight.
Well, sometimes it's when the phone rings and the offer's big too. So let's create a fake scenario. Let's say Grandpa Bob Arum calls you tomorrow and says, look, I got offers from the four, not the kings, the four princes of lightweight. I got Devin Haney on one line, Ryan Garcia on the other, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis. Who do you want? Which of those four is the perfect matchup for you?
It's depending on which offer is bigger. Whoever got the most money to the offer, I'll be like, okay, I'll fight that person. But I don't got like no specific person with them. But I always say this, like people always take this the wrong way and they try to make a story out of me saying this. But like I said, I feel like me and Tank would be like a perfect fight because it's like a skillful puncher, skillful big puncher versus a skillful boxer who don't get hit. And I think it'll make for a fun fight at the end of the day.
Oh, please sign me up. Your boy Rolly Romero will get first crack. Does Rolly have a shot here? I don't know how to read
No.
this guy. He's wild, man.
Nah, Tank knocking him out. He probably won't make it to the 5th round. I don't see him making it past 5. He awkward. I mean, he got an awkward style, but like Tank said in the press conference, he said they speaking on everything but skills. Like they not talking about how good he is. They talking about how strong he is, and Tank is stronger than him with skills. Like put that into perspective. Like how you stronger than him too, and you got skills. I mean, Tank gonna knock him out.
You know who has skills? One Caleb Plant, who next week is taking on the #1 guy, Canelo Alvarez. Unification. Are those skills enough in that matchup in your eyes?
Canelo got skills too. Canelo got skills, punching power. Caleb got real good skills, great defense. I see a good fight. And then I see a real good fight.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see you back in there after a performance like this one, man. I mean, I want to say what's different. What's different from this performance than the other one? I feel like there was an edge on you, and maybe it's what we talked about. Maybe it's the proving the critics wrong. Maybe it's proving it to yourself. But I'm not sure I've seen you that offensive in the past.
Yeah, probably did. I think that it's just the level. I think that they up the competition, and when they up the competition, I feel like I get more excited and I wanted to perform a lot more. And I feel like that was my goal going into the fight. Like I knew once the bell ring, I was gonna be in front of him. I was gonna try to let my hands go, and that's what it was to me. Like I had to prove a lot of people wrong, and I had a chip on my shoulder, and I'm gonna keep that chip on my shoulder.
All right. Well, you fought a friend and you won. What about fighting another friend? You ever tell Bud? You ever just whisper on the way out, like, "Hey, Bud, great to see you today, but I'm coming, bro. One day, I'm coming, coming." He knows, right? He knows.
Nah, I would probably never fight Bud ever, but we spar 100 times.
All right, good stuff. Shakur Stevenson, great catching up with you, man. The sky's the limit here. I think the Valdez fight, if you can make it, is must-see TV, unification opportunity, and this great young career from the 2016 Olympics, now a 2-division champion. You're on a roll. You know what I'm about to say. The only thing that could stop you is you right now, and I don't think you're going to do that.
Nah, not at all. I'm disciplined. I'm focused and disciplined. I can't be myself.
Great chatting with you, buddy. Best of luck in the future.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.